Robin. I'm sitting with Robin Gwaltney from the Gwaltney Group. Thank you for coming in today.
Of course, my pleasure.
Yes, and last week we were talking about November. Now we're in December.
We were talking about, how much busier November of
Right.
25
Yes.
was versus November of 24.
Exactly.
Of 24.
And now as winter's setting in, it's getting cold out, right? And I was wondering how winter affects the real estate world.
That's a good question. I mean, I would say that at the end of December, when I compare December of 25 to December of 24, I'm going to tell you that it was busier as well.
Okay.
And, I don't remember December of 24 being so snowy and cold.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just because it's a long time ago, but it's been pretty snowy and cold, but we're still out showing houses.
Okay.
So
Good.
I am probably one of the few people that get excited when it's pitch dark at 5:30 because I'm
Yeah.
usually done working for the day, because nobody wants to go look at houses in the pitch dark.
True. That's true.
So we'll do it earlier in the day or on the weekends, and I get
Okay.
to be home at a decent time. But
And
yeah,
do you see there's a spark in maybe virtual tours too? About the same?
it's about the same because
Okay.
people typically only do virtual tours if they just don't live here. If they're just out of state
Okay.
and they just can't get here. And they might be less excited to come to Minnesota in December than they would June or July. But yeah, I mean, they'll come if they can,
Yeah.
typically.
And so I can imagine some of those amenities, those features in a house are a little bit more appealing in the wintertime, like a fireplace.
Exactly. There are some things that aren't a big wow when you're looking at a house in the summer. Like if I'm looking at a house in the summer and I say, oh, the garage has a heater, people are like, okay.
Okay, it's 80 degrees outside.
But when we come in the winter, they're like, why is this garage so warm? Because it's a
Yes.
heated garage or heated floors, in-floor heat. Like when it's cold outside and you're walking across the basement floor that's warm to the touch, that's very appealing.
That is nice.
People really are excited about fireplaces. A lot of people love the idea of a wood-burning fireplace because they feel like it's like the smell and the crackle. But the truth is most people are more attracted to the convenience of a gas fireplace. Just
true.
because you come in, you flick the switch, you got a
You
fire.
don't have to feed anything.
You got a fire. So again, fireplaces are something that people get more excited about in the winter. People love like smart thermostats and things like that because say you're traveling, you turn your heat down, but before you get home, you can get on the phone and turn the heat back up.
That's super
So when you
nice.
get home, it's nice and warm. So, there are features that do shine a little brighter in the winter time than they do the
Yes.
summer. They're equally as important, right? And then there are other features that all year long people are looking for, like they're always saying, oh, we need a home office or we need a place to work out or those extra features that appeal all year long,
Okay.
right? But
I've always had a question about this.
Okay.
How are solar panels in the wintertime?
that is a really good question. Solar panels I could do a whole episode on solar panels, but
More
they're
coming on
not,
that.
they're not, typically people don't pay for them in full when they put them on.
Okay.
So they buy them on a loan. And then when you buy the house, you have to now pay for the house and the remaining amount on the solar panels. So you get to take on that extra loan. And then I've had sellers say, well, just explain to people that they pay for the solar panel payment instead of the electricity, but it's not always an easy sell.
Got it.
But there's definitely some big pluses, but I get that call a lot.
Okay.
A lot of people call me and say, I'm thinking about investing in solar panels. Do you think that's a
That's
good
a good idea.
Yeah.
And do you have to shovel off your solar panels?
Roof? Oh, that's a good question. I don't
winter?
think so. I
Okay.
think they just melt up there, but
Yeah, that makes sense.
I think so.
Okay,
I
more on
wouldn't
solar
think you'd-
panels later.
I've never seen anybody shoveling one
either.
off, so
I haven't
I
really
don't
seen a
think
solar
so.
panel.
But speaking of shoveling,
Yes.
if you do have your house on the market in the winter, even if you're not living there, make sure you have somebody that's keeping your walk shoveled, your
Okay.
driveway shoveled. Make sure, when people are coming to look at your house, they don't want to go in freezing cold.
Right.
So it's fine this is where those smart thermostats come in handy, because if you know there's a showing, you can crank it up so it's nice and warm for the showing. But if not, I think it's up to the agent, to go over ahead of time, turn the heat up so that when we get there for the showing or another agent comes for the showing, they're not coming in and showing an ice cold house. It's just not warm and inviting.
Exactly.
And if you have to, trudge through the snow and you've got cold, wet feet by the time you get in the house, you're also not super excited.
No,
So it's
no.
really important
It
to
is.
keep it shoveled, keep it clean, and hopefully if you're working with a realtor and you're not in town, your realtor will do the same thing we do, and that is arrange to have that all cleaned up
Yes.
for you, because You know,
And
we
we
want to
need to
make
get-
them accessible.
We need to get in your contact because those little things like that, like making sure the place is shoveled, turning the thermostat on, that's so important. So how do we get in contact with you?
Yes, I'm happy to help. So if anybody is looking for an agent to list your property or help you buy a property, feel free to call me anytime on my cell phone, which is 507-259-4926.
Well, thanks, Robin, for always coming in and keeping us informed and up to date in the real estate world. Can't wait to have you back next week.
My pleasure.
All right. More Midwest Access is on the way.